Australia is known as a multicultural nation, yet our headlines are filled with evidence of racism. The biggest example of this is our nation's response to the rapidly deteriorating situation involving asylum seekers. Article 14 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries freedom from persecution. However, as more boats arrive and protests break out in detention centres, the public's opinion of asylum seekers lowers drastically. The result is concern regarding our jobs and economy, as well as negative views of immigrants as a whole, regardless of how or why they got into Australia. Offensive slogans and images, like the one displayed on this slide, are used to demonstrate these views. Australia has built its national identity on mateship. From war times when the Australian legend began, right up to the 2010-2011 floods, mateship has proved it is alive and well. This identity is even evident every day in the common Australian phrase, "G'day mate" and "No worries mate," which are often used when speaking to complete strangers. So in a country that's willing to bend over backwards for our mates, why are we closing our doors to fellow humans whose life depends on our help? The article I have chosen for this assignment aims to contradict many of the myths surrounding refugees. The article tells an uplifting story about the success of a Sudanese man and his family as they try to assimilate into Australian society. Important points from this article include how he applied for refugee status with the United Nations, which means he's in Australia legally, his recognition of the importance of the English language and the family's efforts to learn it, his current study and future study plans to ensure he can support his family and contribute to our workforce. Many people fail to recognise the hard work put in by many refugees. In part 2 of this presentation, I will demonstrate how to use this article to teach a Year 8 class that difference is not bad, it's just different. This newspaper article is a positive example of refugees, which is a topic which generates predominantly negative views and racist behaviour. Utilising this article in the classroom provides students with the challenge of looking at this controversial topic from someone else's point of view. I hope that learners can use this story to change their perspective on negative refugee media stories. From this unit, they should realise that many refugees in Australia are going to great lengths to assimilate into Australian culture. They should recognise that they are using means such as education and work to contribute and give back to society. I will do this with the Year 8 class by first introducing the idea of same and difference in order for it to be recognised as an everyday concept. Then investigate the current situation in Australia regarding refugees and asylum seekers, and then use the article to challenge the stereotypes the students may have encountered in their research. Teaching difference using refugees as stimulus. As an introduction, we'll do a class attribute listing organiser. The aim of this activity is to introduce the concept that different is not bad, it's just different. As a class, conduct an attribute listing organiser, detailing each student's attributes such as hair colour, eye colour and height. Observe the range of difference within the class and discuss how each end of the range has positive aspects. Link this back to the idea that difference is not bad, it's just different. Make a point of stating that everyone has something in common with someone, but they also have something different. For example, both students are tall, but one has blonde hair and the other has brown hair. To extend, we will have a research jigsaw, aiming to learn more about the topic. Split the class into home teams to discuss the difference between refugees and asylum seekers. Break off into expert teams to research these topics before returning back to the home teams to piece together the information. Other topics expert groups could research includes Australia's policies on refugees and asylum seekers, the positive and negative impacts these trends have on the country, and the public portrayal of these issues. To further extend and assess the topic, you could hold a debate, which aims to extensively research and critically evaluate the topic. Organise a class debate in order to critically examine and evaluate the impact of Australia's current stance on refugees and asylum seekers. Ensure plenty of time is allowed for research to ensure that all arguments are factual and can be supported by evidence in a research diary. Activities to supplement this unit could include find someone who activities, where the individual characteristics or decisions people make are needed to complete the sheet. Encourage students to look at how many they could tick off on their own and appreciate that if everyone was exactly the same, they would not be able to complete the task. Try linking this to real-life situations. Try creating your own sheet which focuses on same and difference. Find someone who has the same hair colour as you. Find someone with a different eye colour to you. Throughout this unit, I hope students will gain the skills necessary to look at racism through the eyes of someone affected by it. By learning to appreciate the diversity which difference creates, and by looking in detail at the laws, policies and facts which affect Australia's actions, students may come to value difference over dominance.